Our next guest lecturer and indie game developer, Mr. Aydin will discuss why we need indie games. Mr. Zolghar, we are excited to hear from you.
Hello. First of all, thank you for giving me the chance to talk about indie games. I have to set my time because I have a bad reputation of talking too much. Okay, so the talk we are having today is about indie games, indie game development, and why we need them in today's age. So if I can share my screen. Can you see it?
Now, yeah, it has started, but for now we don't see anything.
Oh. Maybe I should share the full screen.
One, I can share the screen. Okay. It should work.
Does it work now?
Yeah, if you change the slides, we can be sure if it is work or not.
Is it working?
No, still we can't see anything. If you want me, I can share your presentation file too. No.
Okay. Does it work now? It should be working now, right?
Still, I can't see. Maybe the other guests can see, but I see that you get started to share your screen, but I can't see anything. No. There is no screen. Not yet. Okay, no, nobody can see your.
Okay. If you would please open a presentation from the Google
So
slide
you
link,
can.
that would be great.
Sure. If you stop your sharing, I'm going to share it.
Okay.
Thank you. Actually, I should find it. Okay, now you can see it, yes?
And yes, would you please open the Google Sheet version? Is it possible?
Unfortunately,
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay.
Because it has, I can give you the latest. I can give you the link again in WhatsApp, and if it's possible.
For
It would be
now, no,
great if you
unfortunately,
could.
I connected 3 different devices to, transfer all of the files. So I prepare all the files here in this device. So let me try.
It's just a link. It's just a link, not the file actually.
Yeah, I know,
It
but
just
I.
doesn't work. Oh. Okay, it's fine. So let's continue.
It's okay.
And let's continue. It's fine.
Okay, so let's start.
Okay. So we are going to talk about indie games and why they exist and what they are trying to achieve. So would you please go to the next slide?
Sure.
This had to be interactive. This is my character. My name is Aydin Zolghar. I've been making games for about 14 years now for different platforms, mobiles, PCs, consoles, web, Flash, all the stuff. And that is my cat. Could you please go to next one? Yeah. The reason indie games exist is to combat this. Imagine if every movie, every song, every book, every TV show was just the same. When you like play a game, you some of the blockbusters today, almost most of them, you feel that you've played this before. So it's actually not that interesting, not that new. So, or you, when watching a movie, you feel that I've seen this movie, maybe with different characters, with different settings, but you've seen the movie somehow. You get a feeling because they're just copies of each other. Please go to next slide. So if you played like one of these franchises, um, basically, if you played one of them, you played all of them because since their development budget is so big, they don't even have any say in having creativity. So when you have a big budget and you are committed to give back a certain amount of percentage of revenue, you actually don't have any leeway on being creative or being risky. So that's why, as these two franchises, if you look at them from the first versions up to their latest versions, they're starting to look alike now. For example, the last four Assassin's Creed games are exactly the same, just with different paints of code. Same thing with Call of Duty. It's basically the same game. And it's to the point that players don't even expect anything new from them. That's so sad. So they're just copying themselves. And worse is when newer studios want to join the big league of these bigger companies, bigger competitions actually, they look at them as the fame and glory that they are successful, they have done this, so we have to copy it. You can't blame them much because, again, the budget is so big and they have to be able to give back to the investors or they would get bankrupt and would not be able to make more games. And that um, makes the market even less saturated. So you see when new games start to pop up and try to, instead of getting inspired by by other games that they're trying to emulate, they just carbon copy it. That's why we have um, some great big examples of games in some genres, and the new games are just trying to copy it. Please go to next slide. So, for some examples is like if you play like any Call of Duty with Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania game that has inspirations from platformers, from action games, from roguelikes, and it's a good culmination of those genres into a new game. But if you play last Call of Duty, last 4, 5, 10 Call of Duty games, they're the same. So this is not to get them under defense. This is not totally bad. Sometimes with you just want to lay down and have some fun or like guilty pleasures. But in the long run, they won't contribute anything to the medium because there is a very big potential here. So to summarize this part, AAA games like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed games, these are called AAA games. Their budget is so high, they have to have very low risk, and they are market driven. So they have to see what's selling now, what's the hype now, and they have to capitalize on that hype. In the quite contrary are indie games. So their teams are usually small, but they really love what they do. And they are usually very expressive about the games they like or what they want to say and convey through their games. Example I usually give to students is that if you are on a very big yacht, when you try to change direction, you have to go through all levels of bureaucracy, talk with different people just to change the yacht like 1 degree. But if you're on a boat with your friends and we say, let's go that way, you turn around and go that way. So, in a sense, actually changing things and giving having to dare to change is much less cost effective for them. Please continue. So when you try to be innovative, you try to go to the edges of the platforms or genres and try to push the boundaries there. And when you want to have freedom, you can have innovation with it. For example, the game Papers, Please, the bottom left one, is a game about bureaucracy, is about issuing visas. So we've never had anything like this before. It's an example of a situation that sadly a lot of us experienced before, that you go through a visa process and thinking about how the other person is thinking about you. Usually we are behind the counter talking to the person, but now in the game you are that person and trying to identify the problems here and there and see if you want to issue a visa for them to them or not. So we've never had this before. And this game won the Indie Game Best Awards of 2013. Or the other game, the Break, next one, is about time-based puzzles. It's a puzzle game in which you come back to the previous one. It's a puzzle game that's it's like a Mario game. It's a platformer, you run around, but to solve puzzles, you have to manipulate time. So when you run and jump, you have to fix yourself in time, stop yourself in time, let the world move, and then resume your jump. So you have to think differently, like a traditional platforming game like Mario games, to solve puzzles. We've never had this before. Or the third one, Super Hot, it's a first-person shooter game like Call of Duty, but it's not a traditional sense first-person shooter because the game is freeze when it starts. Nothing is moving. When you move, the game starts to run. So the world starts to get alive. If when you run, the enemies move as well. When you stop, they stop too. So when you shoot, your bullet's still here. But when you walk, your bullet starts to go. So it adds a bit of tactical sense to first-person shooters because you don't really need to fire multiple person at once, and you can have some kind of tactical way if you want to hit multiple persons to hit to shoot at someone, then move aside, shoot the other, move backwards, and then these two bullets will travel and hit them. Please continue. The very first reason I got into game development was this. In my bachelor days, I started all of my friends, all of them with no exception, around like 40 people, they were all smoking. And this really hurt me. And the medium I knew the best at the time was games. So I wanted to try to have an effect to maybe for them to consider quit smoking or smoking less. But I went into making games and I found out it's so hard and started the whole journey. A great example that um, I've done this is a game that I always um, talk about is a game called Dysphoria. Dysphoria is about feeling and sharing the very, very um, sad experience of transitioning from a body of a male to a body of a female. Almost most of us, when you hear about the trans people, we think, okay, this is like this and like that. Maybe I don't really touch it, but I get what you're talking about. But in this game, you actually get to do their everyday tasks and see how hard it is for them. So you get a better understanding of how difficult it is for a person identified as a man to live like a woman, or vice versa, or other other um other places in this wide spectrum. So the game is very symbolic. For example, if you see the screenshot on the bottom left, the person is trying to move through um, a corridor, but their shape doesn't let them go past it because the form it requires them to be is not like this. It symbolizes how if you are a man, you are expected to be or have some kind of behavior or thinking and so on. But deep down, you don't feel like this. And it hurts very much. So I really, if anything you get from this talk, I really urge you to play this one. The link is on the last line. Please go on.
And sorry again for interrupted you, but we run out of time.
Okay. So this is it. Indie games helps us to be more creative, be more diverse, be more human. And if you take consideration, the big studios like Sony, Microsoft, and these guys are supporting indie games in past 10 years because they knew this is the future and they need such games and cherry pick them to make them into big products like Counter-Strike, Portal, Dota, all of these games started like this. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you once more. And I think you had a surgery, so thanks
Yeah,
again.
I'm sorry for that.
No, that's okay. And I hope you get well soon. And thank you for sharing your
Thank
time
you.
with with this position.